so that works.
Getting an audience now. Wow.
Yeah, here we go. We're starting now, guys. Okay, so One Love is live. Now I'm gonna move the screen over so that the live stream is watching the chat. We have a stage chat just above the stage, guys, for all of the chat going on. That's where we started. So make sure if you're in general, you move over to stage chat. And that's where you could chat in. For now, we're just going to start up. I'm going to list off the ideas and projects that are ahead of us to begin with. And then I'll invite Willman to start. Will J-Man76, Matt to start talking. Afterwards, I'm going to invite 2 Wagyu Forever to talk if he wishes to join us. So, DTube, One Love, hosted, but, oh, let's go back over. It's not showing the right thing here. There. One Love hosted, but DTube sponsored. Going forward, the tips at the end of the show going out, I'm going to try derive funding from the community so that we're all contributing to the tips that go out just by simply voting some simple posts, things like that. Myself, I'm going to donate and start the account. Hey, Shuvo, welcome, buddy. Good to see you. And, there's been a lot going on with DTube that I guess has kind of gone under the radar. We have a mobile application. That's huge news on Android and iOS, which is looking at solving the sign-up problem that we've had since day one. And that's just one of our leaders and his approach to tackling the sign-up solution. There are other angles we could go with it, but he's going about it through the mobile application, and then hopefully we can then, with the help of someone like Will J-Man, port that mobile application to a PC version installable, which then the sign-up solution would be applicable there, maybe to a web application, so on and so forth. Right there we have Tib Fox working on the main mobile application, along with Segar, who I wish was going to be here today to help me document, but he's not feeling well. And he's also in an employment shift, so sadly he couldn't make it. Life took priority, but he's been doing a lot of our publishing to iOS, and they're pushing out the mobile app. Now we've had Fasolo pick up making a web port of the version, and there's a base version of that started, so that's a project that's ongoing as well as Will J-Man doing a Linux version, if I'm not mistaken, of the mobile application.
Yes, that's correct.
Which I happened to mention the Windows installable, and he kind of raised his hand. Yeah, that's possible. I'll look into that. So there's all these avenues we're going with. Just that single mobile application has opened up a lot of doors. Myself, I'm working hard on trying to get the curation bot back up and running. Now we have the One Love bot that's working, so it's just a matter of getting the current host of the DTube curation bot to run our code. It's taking a lot longer than I would like, and I'm arranging all these shows at the same time. So I'm kind of contemplating whether or not I should just have the One Love system brought over into DTube and make use of it until we can get the current host up to speed and on path to correcting the situation. I don't know the whole story behind why it's not working. I just know that we have a working system and we could implement it in a matter of hours. I just kind of got to be given the go-ahead on that one. it's just around the corner. We have Voltic and Tech Coder, who are working on a project for One Love, which is kind of revolutionary behind the scenes, and it's going to be part of the update for One Love IPFS. That's my little community update relevant to that. Tech Coder, specifically working on Hard Fork 6, is implementing the back end code required to allow this new sign-up system, which is account creation based on bandwidth. There's plenty of other updates that are going into it, solutions, refinements. I could try translate it the best I can, but really, you kind of got to have a tech mind to understand when it comes down to the hard fork, because it doesn't relate to the front end and function at all until it's gone through translation. So the solutions are coming to problems that we've had, but we're not addressing the economy as of yet. In Hard Fork 6, there's really not much relevant to economy or anything like that to worry about. I have been neglecting to mention that we're trying to hound Hyman Danger and other members within the leaders group for answers on the direction of where we're going. So that's kind of something that we need to mention. I was hoping to have some of them show up today to talk about it. Yeah, it's one of those things. People need time away. Where it relates to what we're doing, I'm not certain yet, but we still continue to build. So hoping today to have Fasolo show up, who actually just messaged me. He says I'm getting some audio issues. Well, I could try switch to a different microphone just to do that on the fly. That one. Probably my wireless microphone. Thank you, Fasolo, for the demo. So getting back into it. The projects ahead of us. We have Brishtit racing to get back to us, wanting to talk about something that relates to the huge part of the future and why we've had a bottleneck in the development, and that's relating to the distribution of funds for people that are active in creating our projects. Some of us have never been paid. We have to wait for payment. We're waiting on specific people. We're then not really certain about being paid. It's not a formal blockchain system like you would expect. So Brishtit is actually taking this on after Hyman Danger mentioned he tried a few things that didn't work. He listed to us what didn't work, so it gave us a direction to go with. Brishtit has started something that seems to be functional. He's given us some links to toy with. It's working on the test net. It's not completed, but the first steps of creating a proposal, being able to distribute your money into the proposal is all there. Shows that you're meeting your quota. It's just a matter of creating the multi-sig part, which then allows the release of the funds to the proposal creator. So this is a huge step because it's going to allow people like myself who need different resources for doing marketing. I'd be paying someone to create a video or whatever. Either it's coming out of my pocket or I try create a proposal, or I could even take it out of my pocket and create a proposal for reimbursement after the fact. And then you see my results through my activity, and then I'm claiming what my proposal is for funding. This is an example reference to me, but for development, it would be like saying, Tech Coder, what's your proposal for Hard Fork 6 to get it done? What are you going to need to get paid? And then we all go in, and based on those of us that support the idea, support it or not. That'll be revolutionary for the advancement of DTube, because then it really does put the community in the place of dictating the direction of development, as well as being part of the sponsorship, right? So I've said quite a few times, DTube is community funded, and it kind of always has been. So now it's maybe time for us to try to use our economy to further fund DTube in the direction we want to see it go. From there, what else was there? There's one more. Let's bring Willman on here. Will J-Man. Wilgeman.
Hey everyone, this is Wilgeman here. My real name is Matthew Wilgeman, and been with DTube for over a year now, and been slowly building up my economy for quite a while, and it took quite a bit to starting from zero. I haven't been just making content, like all different types of content. So development content, travel content, whichever, so it's been going pretty good. And just this last fall, I think in November, I became a chain leader. Other things that I also wanted to, get more involved with DTube. I was excited with the DTube Go, and I kind of just was playing around on my Linux machine. I'm a Linux guy all the way, and I was able to build the code and get it to build the desktop app for Linux. So just with Flutter, so that was kind of cool. But it did not look pretty, and videos didn't load. But at least I could load in with my DTube key and log into it. So at least that worked. So it was functional a little bit. So hopefully we can get those rough edges worked out after we get Twitter and all of those logins in the current code base. I think it's in dev right now, but I will probably be working on that more to actually work on the Linux app, and the Windows app. I have some Windows machines floating around in my house that I can also build the Windows Flutter app as well. So I can definitely take both of those in my hands. So other things I've been working on for DTube too is I've figured out how to make my own curation bot. This is not the OneLove one. This is the one that I have, and some of you might already be on my subscribers list. It's a Septibot. That's a different project I'm working on with Familia Corione, Tino, and yep,
still
it's
housed in Love.
What's that?
You're still housed in OneLove though.
Yes, I know. It's still housed in OneLove, but it's a bot that I'm using to share my VP out with. It's coming out of my main account. So as long as I'm a chain leader, because I was also voted as on chain leader in November. So, and thanks everyone for that. And as long as I'm chain leader, I can share my votes. But if once I fall off of number 15, I'm like, I got to shut it off because I'm going to lose voting power really fast. So, but it works out really well. I do it because I just want to, instead of just hoarding a bunch of VP, I would rather give a bunch of new DTubers and stuff not even ones that are original yet, just to give them a little kickstart. That's the whole reason why I made Septibot, and to go out and give them a little push and help them get started. It's hard to get into the economy if you don't have people voting on you. So I'm like, well, this will help. So it's useful for now. So those are the projects I'm kind of working on right now. And I work full time too, so I have a very, very tight schedule to work on stuff. So, but yeah, that's what I've been working on.
We got Brish Tit mentioning he's listening and driving home, hoping he's going to be able to get on and talk in a moment.
Can
That's
you guys hear me?
pretty.
Hello?
Oh yeah, there he is. Yeah, you're doing the audio on the drive. I've done that before too. It works pretty well with Discord. I'm pretty surprised by it. So it's been a good start to your swing with DTube there, Matt. I want to really highlight Septibot a bit because it's kind of what One Love started, like what it was meant to be, the whole giving first, and then it's a from the heart movement. So I'm proud to say that you're in the top 15, and this taking on the development of both the Linux mobile as well as the Windows version of the DTube Go is kind of like a huge step. So I just really want to give a huge shout out to you for doing that for the community and for the development of DTube.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We got Chip Fox. How you doing, brother? You gonna jump on here? You gonna talk to us about the future of DTube Go?
Yeah. So first of all, thank you for organizing this, and thanks to all of you for joining. It's exciting.
You're welcome.
To have the first
thank you,
DTube
everybody.
here. Yeah, so DTube Go is going well in small steps. I was finalizing the social sign-in and login yesterday. So people can link their existing accounts already. So just a little few steps to make it public. But when it comes to cross-platform, like Witchman said, it's a little bit hard to find a solution for all platforms. So I was looking into compiling the sign up for web, and that brought me huge tons of messages or problems we could encounter. So there is a lot of work to do to make it possible for web and even more for desktop, as I've seen.
Yeah.
But I guess we get forward. So it all depends on the packages we can use from other developers and our effort to create our own solutions, especially when it comes to video playback and the UI, how it is acting. So for example, in the app, you are clicking on a thumbnail and then the thumbnail disappears and the player appears. This is one thing which is hard to do on the web and on the desktop. There are many things coming into play when it comes to this, but we are on a good way. We have dedicated developers for each platform. We have a semi-finished product for the mobile platform. So I guess we are not far away from this. And the solution at the end is basically that we have a decentralized DTube client ready for web, ready for desktops, for mobile devices, for everything you can imagine. And this is a really good thing from Flutter, or we can have by using Flutter. Yeah. So DTube Go, the release phase on Android is still pending. It's really hard to get behind the reasons why they are rejecting the app. I wrote a really long email now with a lot of screenshots in it. But while I wrote it, I realized that the app should be self-explanatory more, so that their main concern is that they say, you can't block users. And it should be obvious how to block users. And in my opinion, it is obvious if I'm going to a user page and see a red flag that this is the block button, but perhaps it's not enough. So I'm thinking about having a little tutorial in the beginning where you see the screen and you see little explanations of those buttons you can click and so on, so that you get a little tour through the app. So every new user knows how to block someone, how to write a comment, how to post a video. This is also a big task, of course, but it could help us with those kind of problems, because every new version needs a new improvement. So there are different testers all the time. So one tester could say, yeah, it's approved, and the next version is just rejected because the new tester doesn't know how to block a user, for example. So this kind of tutorial is a must, I guess. And after I finish the sign up, I think I will go the web route that we are able to compile for web. So Fasolo is helping me with this, or is taking the part of this. But I would like to first check which dependencies we could replace with which other dependency that we are web ready. That it's just like a design step for Fasolo most of the time, and not the restructuring the whole code base, because this dependency is not working on web. That's a really hard task, in my opinion, to change existing code to still make it work and work on multiple platforms. That's hard, I guess. But yeah, this is my main focus then, that I'm supporting Fasolo with this. And also I wanna check this user tutorial thing, that it's self-explanatory to every user, and that we don't have videos for this or a written document with a lot of things you need to read and understand. The easiest way is really like this kind of tour. Yeah. And I have something more to say. Currently, the sign up is creating accounts, or it's planned that the sign up is creating accounts with the DTube onboarding channel or account. This totally relies on donations, of course, and also on the rewards we are creating with this account from the user base. So if someone is open to create a tutorial, it could be a really short tutorial, 1 minute, 2 minutes. The most important thing is that it is transferring or transporting value in form of knowledge. And I guess that the community will then jump in and upvote this. So we can collect more and more rewards with this account to create new accounts. Creating a new account is currently, or if you're signing in with the app, is currently limited to usernames with at least 12 characters, because this costs like 2.5 DTC to create such an account. And also we are relying on the next hard fork, because then we can create accounts and transfer bandwidth. Because currently we are creating an account. This account has voting power, but no bandwidth. So the new account can't post anything. The solution for this is, or its workaround, in my opinion, is to transfer also DTC and give the user a little note that he needs to wait until, let's say, 5 hours or so to refill bandwidth to actually post something. That will become obsolete with the new hard fork, because then we can use the new transaction type, new account with bandwidth, and then we can transfer also bandwidth to this account from the DTube onboarding account. This is the way without having any keys of the DTube account. If we would have those keys, or a key to create accounts, then it would be way easier. But yeah, just Time and Danger got those keys, and we all know how responsive he is. So
currently on a hiatus.
Yeah. So I would say we stick with this plan, creating accounts, transferring 5 DTC to those people, and tell them they have to wait for 1 hour. Then they will have enough bandwidth to actually change their profile or post a video. Or we just wait until hard fork 6. This is something we need to decide in the leader chat, I guess. We can also discuss it here, or yeah, I guess it's up to us.
Well, we have Koala Slippy volunteering to make content for the onboarding.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying we need an official account. I'm saying that our DTube onboarding is our officially promoted channel going forwards. I would say that it would be bad, like, because that's where our entire community can contribute and support, and you've agreed to, essentially allow, when we get multi-sig, it would be like a multi-sig setup for the leaders or the contributing members or whatever, but generally it is our central place that we're going to be posting the content to then support, to then allow this secondary sign-up system to exist. And then in hard forks 6, if TechCoder allows the ability to create accounts from bandwidth, which is something that I've seen hinted at, then we would be able to switch to that setup. And we still have like the onboarding for the we could use it for custom account creation instead of free account creation or whatever else we need at that point. Redetermine the use of those funds, or
we can still use this account. We just use another transaction type then. Now currently we are using the transaction type new account, and then we are using the other transaction type. So we don't really need a new account, something like this. The idea behind this DTube onboarding channel is to have one place for all the tutorials supported officially. So they are going through a little bit of quality management, I would call it. So people really know, okay, this is the channel where I have to look, or which I have to share for new users. And also this account collects those rewards and using it for onboarding new users. Currently, it's also used for the OriginalDTuber verification. So it's a one and only doing everything account, basically. And it's working. So we just need a few more tutorials. Now we have 600 DTC, or I don't know yet, but like 600 DTC, it will be enough for the next 300 accounts. So,
well, we could easily, and the account's also getting sponsored by OneLove and Ionomy, so there's a huge chunk of income right there with a big fat 77% tip with the Ionomy. So everybody's going to, if they, as long as they get in within the 5-minute window, essentially, get your votes in, you're going to get some reward from voting on the content, as well as when you create it, you're sponsoring, the community. It gets your face in front of the community as a creator for the community, and then we're going to be promoting this account on the main DTube Twitter. I'm hoping to make a Medium post about it. Koala Mensch is doing other languages. I think that's a good idea.
It's definitely a good idea. Yeah. I also thought about this, but to organize this kind of stuff, it's really hard. I was part of the Steam onboarding initiative back in the days, and I knew, or I just recognized how crazy it is to organize this kind of stuff. I would say main language, English is the best option and the easiest option. And of course, if we would have tutorials in Spanish, it would be way cooler, obviously. But I don't see anyone I don't want that anyone needs to organize this kind of stuff. It's really, really a lot of work.
Let's see what Koala says. He wants to speak for a minute. I'm going to bring Koala on.
Yeah.
He might just volunteer to organize this for us. It is something that we really need, and having multiple languages for all of our tutorials will really help with if we build like a reference for it all, so then everybody could easily, they go through, they're like, how do I do this? They go to the wiki. The wiki includes English, French, and Bangladesh. And they're like, okay, well, I understand Bangladesh the best.
Cool. Thank you for the stage. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're good. Sound great.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I asked for the community different accounts because when we grow up, just for a metaphorical example, we just run all the tutorials in a one single channel. In a mostly like officially we go in English, but later on when we spread, the current issue we are quite facing is the status.dtube is not showing up live. So I just wanted to know what are the countries, what does the countries most traffic is coming in, or what are the country which mostly staying active on, so that we can understand which language is most spoken, so that we can create multiple accounts for every single country. I mean, like most of the single countries have one specific languages. So it would be in the future better case to have a separate things like DTuber, DWS, DWK, something like that. So it could be better beneficial in the future on. But if we think about the current stage, I think it would be better for the one single language. That would be good enough. And yeah, that's what I wanted to say. What do you guys think? Should we think about the future in the current stage, or we should be thinking about current stage and working on the one single channel? That would also be fine for me.
So I would like to answer this. It's always good to think about the future, of course. Of course, it is a good plan to have something like DTube Germany or whatever, and have those tutorials there. 100%. I'm on your side.
I mean,
currently we just have so much work to do, so much workload, and everyone is doing it for passion and not for the rewards. Most of all, it's just hard.
I mean, like, if you're thinking about the future, we can create a US UK account kind of a per se, and we can just work on the current and keep on uploading if someone volunteers, as we already created for the future accounts. So we can just upload the content directly right over there. So even it's not it's not a bunch of content pushing in at the same time, but at least someone will be thinking, okay, my language is not appearing in it. They surely ask why. We can just say we just wanted contributors. Would you like to? Of course, they have to say.
Yeah.
So
So basically, we have those basic languages already in this DTube Discord. So people were asking for Greek, France, Germany, or German, Francais, and Hindi and Bengalis. We could create those accounts, of course. Or we just stick with one big account, and when we have playlists, this is also in the making, then we could just separate them into playlists on this one DTube onboarding account. We could think about this also as well. Yeah.
Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think in terms of the tutorial, language is definitely probably not first priority. There's so many important things to be done. But of course, what people say, we should provide with a lot of other requests. I think it should come based on the request. But on top of that, I want to say in this topic, I think the tutorial should be made in a self-explanatory way. That I mean, it should not be reliant on language. For example, most of the UIs or most of the concepts, if you can, it's possible to make the tutorial in a visual way so that you don't even need any language. Like anybody just looking at, they know that button to click or this thing means that. So I think when we create the tutorials, if we keep that in mind, that let's make it more visual and self-explanatory rather than relying on language, that would be good. Of course, there are some stuff, I don't know what is a deep, or some stuff I think it's difficult without the language, but most of the things I think it can be created in a visual way. That's what I wanted to add there.
Yeah,
that's a pretty
absolutely.
good point. Good point.
Yeah.
That actually, I'm going to mark that down as the ease of translation, because that's what that relates to. Because if we make from the ground up, our tutorials simple to translate, so it's largely graphical as he puts out, then that kind of something I'm focused on, the marketing aspect. It would make it my job a lot easier if, say, I'm really aiming with Koala Slippy to then create it in his language of preference. He has all the graphical aspect, and the verbal and whatever else would be a lot less. Text would be a lot less. So that's a good point.
Yeah, and we can also easily create one tutorial in the graphic way and then just put those voiceovers. That's way easier than yeah. Because it's also a lot of time to create such a tutorial. Let's be honest. So,
well, it is, and you can have such as a web interface that automatically translates into the user's language. You use Google Chrome per se, and it'll automatically translate a web page. So if we have our wiki listing all the correct things, they'd be able to find the correct video that way, and that's like an external resource, right? So just a little thought there.
Yeah.
Next up, we have To Wagyu Forever. If he's up for speaking, he's in, but he's muted. I'm not sure if he knows it.
Yeah, I'm there.
We go.
I'm there.
He may have been yelling at us, thinking we were ignoring him.
Yeah, what you want to talk about?
Well, you can give yourself a little introduction. You're one of our OriginalDTubers, and it's your platform to say what you wish.
Okay, thank you. So, yeah, I have not too much to say. Yeah, I'm with DTube since 2 months now. And yeah, I really enjoyed this platform. So I was very, how can I say, I discovered DTube by accident because I was looking for decentralized sites, websites, and things like that, and then yes, I found DTube, and so since that time, I like it. So I am French, so sometimes yeah, I know my English is not very good, and but yeah, so I'm doing both English and French video. So for the French one, so it's more a podcast, kind of vlog podcast, and for the English one, I use a lot DTube Go moments. So and I really enjoyed that feature. It's really nice. So oh yes,
I see you use it basically every day.
Pardon me?
I see you using it basically every day, the moment feature with DTube Go.
Yeah, not every day, but almost.
Yeah, it's a handy little feature to quickly get up a video and say your thoughts or record your surroundings. Take a moment and say that the One Love sponsorship with Ionomy is still going out. So don't claim your moments yet, guys, until the 1st, because we're going to be sending out a big whack of votes here in the near future. I'm not going to say the exact time so nobody tries to to flood the pool or nothing on us.
Yeah, I just want to add something to this moment feature. For me, it's also a really an ease, and I was asking for this kind of feature for years on the website. So I'm happy that I coded it. And now you can also, I don't know if this is the current version or if it's not out yet, but I uploaded a pre-edited video yesterday. Or 2 days ago. No, yesterday. And it was also working quite good. So if you just go into Uploader and say it's for the moments, and then you can upload it too. I think it's taking away the barrier when you create a video or you want to upload a video. You think, is it worth it or is it not worth it? And the moments are really erasing this barrier because they are meant to be short moments of your life and not a crazy, highly edited and whatever video. So I think it's a really good feature, encouraging users to just share their stories.
Yeah. I'm really contemplating just continuing this regular voting and curation of the moments, doing it as part of our like kind of monthly meet and greet sort of thing, talking about it. And don't claim until the end of the month because we'll have some big tips going out, right? Make some interest. Was hoping maybe Fasolo would want to speak for us.
I
doing,
was
brother?
only wishing to say about something about the various languages and our user base. I think that it's pretty hard for us as a decentralized organization to know what languages or from which countries our user base is. And I made in the past a Google form to try to understand it, but it hadn't much success, I guess. I think that
Yeah.
mainly one of the first things we think about, but we don't know really well how much people are from one continent or better from one state or one language. So it's a problem, but also I think an advantages about crypto and decentralized networks mainly.
Yeah. I forget who it was, and that's a good point that it's hard to figure it out. I think the best way to do it is based on where our viewership comes from. Now, the fact that we have a couple geolocations that are restricted from accessing the main DTube link right now makes that even more complicated. But if I'm not mistaken, someone showed me like Google search information and then the geolocation data from that, and then figuring out the locations that are searching for it. That's one way we can do it.
I think maybe I know that page. Let me check. But anyway,
that's centralized information, and it's not necessarily our greatest resource, but it gives us a direction to go of like, I know for certain when I saw it, Russian was surprisingly high up in the list as viewership, access, clicks, searches, things like that. And then North America was pretty high in the list, and India and Bangladesh. But I was surprised to see that Germany itself wasn't very high in the list, whereas Russia's up there, yet we don't really see any Russian content creators. So it's not necessarily even based on what our content creators are, but it's like our viewership and then like translation of documents so our viewership could get involved with the economy. That's kind of the aspect we're kind of tackling with this. But it would be good if we could.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I just want to say it could also relate to a VPN or something like this from India or from other countries. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can make a news survey, why not? Or just ask people here in the Discord to make a giveaway. They should answer with their language, and then we know a few. I don't know. Discord is also not full of DTube, so I see a lot of people from India, Bangladesh, just a few from Germany. So really not counting. I am googling for DTube
Twitter.
a lot.
Twitter polling would be a good way to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, hello.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm actually inside my car, so it's kind of network is not so good. So I think the moment is really good. One thing, eventually maybe we can also allow those sort of reels or YouTube shorts, like maybe free uses of audios to help user to make videos more easily. Some audios, those features may come, which will probably be more interesting because ultimately we need the main criticism that I find for DTube is most new users say, "Oh, I don't find things to see. What am I gonna watch?" The people who go to Instagram, people who go to YouTube, the thing is there's so many content and people come from different interests, so it's easier for people to find content that they like. So the main two criticisms or main two things to improve upon, like we need more original content and we need more like genre-based content that we already have on YouTube Pro that you can easily search based on genre. But eventually, we have more and more content from different genres, and through the app or through the website, if it gets easier for users to find those contents, that's when we will really see the explosion of more and more users that come to DTube. So I actually probably want to skip a little because I need to go. So Duke, do you have a way to show your screen?
No, we can't do screen sharing in the stage. It's only video.
Okay, then I'll just be verbal about it. So I have, after that I'm going to leave. So I have been working on another part, which is very important. The main, ultimately, as you can see, we are 10 people here. We can all come up with very, very great ideas that I can say, oh, let's do that. You can say, let's do that. Ultimately, who's going to do that thing? Because doing is the hard part, like because it consumes your own time. Most of us are not even doing it full time. And the main team members are at this point. So ultimately, comes down to that who is going to work for each of the features that we're talking about. And that's where comes that, oh, is there a way for us to incentivizing each of our efforts? So we have been talking about this proposal. We have been talking about this proposal system that, oh, let's say, oh, somebody wants to do some language translation. Somebody wants to do some new features. For example, YouTube syncing is another important because there's so many content creators who want, most content creators come, but they don't want to leave the platform they are already in. They want an easy way to come to a new platform. So for new content, for existing content creators to onboard, it's not that easy because if they already have 100 or 200 videos in other platforms, how are they going to support it? So we need to make all these things easier. So all these features ultimately rely on someone, a developer like me, T-Fox, Solo. A lot of people are interested in working on it. I feel like we have turned down a lot of people because they don't see like how their effort is going to be rewarded. So I have created or have been working on creating this proposal system where basically anyone who has DT background and has some DTC can actually create and propose that, oh, this is what they want to do, but they want to do it maybe for $100 or maybe for $500. Now, what is the $500 worth of DTC? They can easily check. Maybe it's 5,000 DTC. Okay, I'm going to work for YouTube Sync. I'm going to propose this feature for 5,000 DTC. And now those proposals will come on the proposal stage, and then all other leaders, DTubers, anybody can go and check those proposals, and they can support towards it. It's sort of the same that what Hive has as a decentralized Hive fund, even though Hive has the mechanism of funding their own proposals through their chain. But now at least I have created in a way that anybody wants to support this proposal, they can go and they can upload with certain DTC. Once it's 100%, meaning like let's say for YouTube saying you need 5,000 DTC, okay, 5,000 DTC is raised, meaning when I say raised, it ultimately goes to this DTube proposal fund account, which will be ultimately controlled through multi-sig or multi-signature of all the leaders. And then basically what will happen once it's raised, that means you can start working. If we can also link it up with GitHub merge request or pull request. And then periodically every week the fund will be released. Let's say you have to say, oh, you're going to finish the YouTube thing in 5 weeks. So every week you will get 1,000 DTC that will be released from the DTC proposal fund to your account. So that is the proposal system already I have built, and I'm not sure what, I'll try to the hard fork 6. Tech Coder already knows that I'm working on it. He knows that I'm working on his latest age hard fork 6 code. So if everybody agrees, we can probably integrate this. And ultimately, this is so important because, like, everyone needs sort of reward to put their effort. So this is also going on, and I hope after this proposal system, it gets easier for anybody to say, okay, I want to do this, so I need this much. Okay, you propose it. If it gets passed, if it fund gets raised, then work for it. So we don't have to like constantly complain or push or anything. So I think this is more mathematical, and I just wanted to update on that. But I'm still not sure whether everybody, all the leaders will agree on getting it to the hard fork 6. But let's see what happens. So on that note, I'm probably going to leave. So it was really nice to talk with everybody. Okay, I'll probably listen a little bit.
Thank you for joining us, buddy. Just want to say that I do believe most of us will approve the proposal system. That it is exactly what we need. I tried my best to give it a bit of a run up before you got here and chatted. It is huge. It means kind of the future of DTube comes back to the community like it should have been, instead of being, discussions and DMs about how to manage the development you need to. You could actually reach out for proposals and continue the progress forward that way. Now, I just brought in M. Wokes, one of our original DTubers and fairly new to DTube. I want to invite you to talk if you're up for it.
Hi, thank you. Hey everyone, really nice to be here.
It's nice to have you.
Yeah, I hope you can all hear me.
Introduce us. Yeah, you sound real good.
All right, great. So a bit about myself. I used to write on Steemit about 5 years ago, and then at some point I got really busy with work and other stuff, and I just like stopped writing, and I was not active anymore. And then at some point last year, I was just trying to catch up, reading stuff, and I was looking for decentralized content creation platforms. And then I found a couple of them, then stumbled onto DTube, and I really liked it. Yeah, I've been around DTube for less than a month now, and I like the community, I like the platform, and I like the features. And it's a really free space, and I feel like content creators really get rewarded for the content that they create. And also the app recently, it's very handy, and I love using it to just create moments on the go, and also watch moments and watch videos and connect with other people. So I just want to say that I'm really happy to be here and to meet everyone here, and also other guys who are not here. One question that I'd like to ask is, I'm not sure what's the difference or what's the connection between One Love and DTube. I see this, in different places. I'm not sure what's the link, so I'd like to know this, please.
What's the link? The link is that I am a leader on DTube, and One Love is the community that I founded. We're largely oriented in creative services, which then allow people to post. So the real link right now is I'm trying to use my entire community and all its resources to make some crap happen with the development of DTube, including things like curation projects and long and so forth. But One Love is not DTube. I want to make that clear.
Okay. Okay. Good to know. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But we have Tech Coder, who's the main developer for One Love, who's also currently working on Hard Fork 6.
Okay.
I'm hoping he's going to be producing in the first quarter also a live protocol. He's been talking more about our hosting services for DTube videos lately. But he has worked on a live protocol, which is live streaming for DTube, for well over a year, and it's not far from being test worthy, and the very first, like literally the world's first decentralized live streaming for the hosting end of it. That's revolutionary. So One Love's in the services department.
Okay, great. Okay. So yeah, that was it from my side. Thank you, guys.
It's awesome to have you here. Good to see you posting those moments on the regular.
I enjoy doing that a lot. And I'm also bringing my friends who are also content creators from different space. So my focus is on study, work, and live abroad. And I also have like other projects that I work within this space, and I am trying to bring all of them onto DTube alongside my friends and colleagues who are also content creators because I think they would really like it here in this space. Not just for the fact that they get rewarded for what they're doing, but also like how you can also connect with other original content creators and just no censorship, and you just see the works of your hand being rewarded truly. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to bringing other colleagues of mine into the space and we all get active here because I think it's kind of some freedom here. Yeah,
it is. It really is. That's the best way to put it, is freedom. For better or for worse, it could go either way. We've had our share of less fortunate situations, but we have Clean Planet, who's talking all about correcting those less fortunate situations. Maybe not those specific ones, but ones relevant to the Earth. How you doing today, brother?
Do you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay. Hello, guys. I'm Jan from France. I feel I have a little barrier with language. It's very difficult for me, but I'm okay. I'm happy to be there and hear you all around the world. I'm in France, and I'm really happy for have a new friend from Canada who speaks French, and it's good for me. I can speak English with you and also speak French now with to work you forever. It's good. Well, I'm a DTuber from 2018, and I created Clean Planet, as you know. Clean Planet is just an NGO organization to fight against environmental modern pollution. Well, I have some people who join the movement. Not enough.
Yeah, it's a great movement, my friend. Just to mention, you have your own channel down in the DTube Discord. If you scroll down for Clean Planet, highlight briefly for you how to participate. It's really quite simple. It's all about going out and recording a video. You know, you mark the date on a bag and you fill up the bag with some garbage, record picking it up and throwing it in the disposal, and then post it on DTube using the Clean Planet tag. And you get some rewards. If you're on the Hive blockchain, they have their own community and their own token as well. And if you use the appropriate tag there, you get some extra rewards with their token. So, I mean, just for going out and participating and cleaning up the planet and trying to make the world a better place, which we all really should and want to do anyways, you get yourself some rewards and respect for doing it. Now, thank you, Jan, for introducing yourself.
Thanks to you.
Is there anything else you're wanting to say today?
It's okay for me. It's very difficult at this time.
I figured. I jumped in there just to give a straightforward explanation for you. So, who else do we have listening left? We're running up to the end of our hour. We got 6 minutes left. We have Team Humble. We got Voltic. We got SNM Snamilinger. Invited, and Jimmy Edows. So this is where we go open mic and everybody starts screaming at each other. If you have something to say. Voltic, now's your time if you wanted to speak about what you're working on in the background there. He's our quiet One Love developer.
Very quiet, he is. I want to use this 5 minutes, or 1 minute of those 5 minutes, to encourage everyone to comment more on the platform. I also see myself as someone who should comment more, but as M. Vokes mentioned, it is really important to connect with people and to build a community on DTube. We had times it was more comments, now it's less comments. It's, it's a wave, but I would like to start a wave upwards to more engagement in the comments, because this would also encourage people to create more videos, bring more video ideas, and get feedback if something is not good, if the sound is too quiet or noisy or whatever. I think it could work better for everyone and for the community itself if we do this more often. That's something I wanted to leave here. And Team Humble has joined.
Maybe one last question before we go. So, how often do you guys hold meetings like this? How often is there a meeting like this? Because I feel like this is very valuable. Today, there were like maybe 12, 15 people or thereabouts, but hopefully, maybe the next one, it could be maybe more people. And if possible, uh, I guess maybe there could be something like listing out important topics to talk about during the meeting, and then stuff like that could be discussed. But I wanted to know like how often does this meeting hold?
Well, we're hoping to do it monthly. I'm going to be hosting it monthly. Who shows
Okay,
up is
cool. Yeah.
up to them, and we might need to fluctuate the times. Previously, had done a weekly meeting, and it was too much for myself as well as we'd run out of things to say and just kind of grieve on live stream, which didn't get us anywhere.
But I think once the month is good.
Yeah, we're gonna have another one the end of next month, and I'm hoping by that point to have a little bit more structure to it. I've taken quite a few notes for today, so there's some things that we could follow up on, how we're doing, kind of chart what we're going forward with on projects like this. Languages thing is a good one to note about. I really do like the idea. I'm the guy kind of doing the documentation as best as I can. I'm trying to get a little team together to start putting together a proper tutorial package, rewriting it to actually match what we're doing. Also, that and matching like the DTube Go, able to find the DTube Go instructions, the normal DTube instructions, nice area that's web friendly, mobile friendly, links back to all the tutorials that everybody's going to be producing for us. So that's the back to those tutorials is the part that we've kind of overlooked in previous, is we've created a wiki, but it doesn't come back to any of the videos to explain in detail. So then if we have multiple languages, it just makes a lot of sense. One awesome wiki linking to the appropriate language-based tutorials.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. What do you want to say, Team Humble? You jumped in here. You gonna yell at us? I'm just being a bum. Don't mind me.
Somehow we can't hear you, Team Humble.
Yeah, you're unmuted, but I don't hear you. He's yelling too loud and he broke his system. Good show though. Good meeting. I am hoping that the next meeting we can arrange it to suit Tech Coder, because I'd really like to hear what he has to say. There's so much translation that we needed for the normie to understand. But it really does highlight the progression. He's touched on a few of the things that he's tackling for Hard Fork 6, and it seems like a lot of work. So
yeah, absolutely. It would be really cool if we can find a time slot for him. Unfortunately, he's opposite to the Central European time zone. So
yeah,
we
might fluctuate it. Maybe we'll do that going forward, because it is like it's one or the other, it seems. And if we want Tech Coder to be able to speak about what he's doing with Hard Fork 6, then it'd be really good for us to get him the advantage on the time slot, and the rest of us could use the stream to get caught up on what happened if it doesn't work for us.
Yeah, of course. It could work if we schedule it like I guess for him it was 6 a.m. So if we schedule it like that, it's 10 a.m. or something like this for him. No, the opposite way. It's evening for him, then it would be morning for us on weekends. That would work, in my opinion, for me at least.
Yeah.
Just try it out. Just try it out, and then we will see how many people can join.
It ends up being in the middle of the night for me. I think I'm the one that gets the. Oh well, we'll make it work. He's got to get on and talk at least once a year. That's our mission. We're going to get every leader to talk on this show at least once in a year.
Okay, that's a promise.
And if we can't get them to join and talk, at least say, "Hey, I am so and so," and then disconnect. They just have to introduce themselves, so you're like a real person.
Yeah.
We got Team Humble on here. He hasn't said hi yet. He's been trying, so I'm going to give him a pass. He's trying. Yes, he's flashing the microphone, so that passes. He's on here. He's legit.
Yeah.
So we're going to get I'm in Danger has to at least join and flash a microphone at us. This is the goal.
Or an impersonator would also count.
Yeah. Well, no, it's got to be the legit account. It's got to be the legit. That's a funny goal to have. That we could get happen.
Is in Spain.
Who is that?
In the last news, Jaime Ninja is in Spain.
Ah.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Lucky guy's traveling. And I'm hassling him to get the curation bot going. He's probably just like, oh, you piss off. I would ignore me too if I was holidaying. It's all good. We'll get him on here and flash microphones at us. That's the minimum.
Yeah.
We have. Ooh. Yeah. When you do it, it makes a really loud ding.
Yeah. Okay, so I have to go now too. It's 11 p.m. here. I need to sleep.
All right, guys. I took
attendance.
Thank you. No problem. Thank you for joining. I'll be posting to the One Love Fund account afterwards. This is the One Love version of fundraising. We're using it for our One Love DAO that's in the process of being built. But in future, I'm thinking of cutting clips from these shows, which will, if suiting, be able to be posted to the One Love onboarding or set account for fundraising for DT going forward. Now, it really have to depend on having a good solid clip, a leader come on and really, in good audio quality, discuss a serious topic to qualify for that. But it's an avenue that is just a way to bring further content, and that's the huge focus that we should really have. Is we need people to participate in this tutorial aspect, writing the tutorials, creating the tutorials, and then we're going to be posting them, as well as we need everybody to participate in supporting the tutorials, because if we create them, it's great for the new users, but we also need to create the funds to continue this One Love, or not One Love, the DTube onboarding project going, which allows us to create a separate economy that allows the app to work without the necessity of the main DTube account, right? So that's a huge thing. Huge thing. Slippy raised his hand. Yeah, he raised his hand for it. I think he's going to take on Hindi. I think, or Bangladesh. I can't remember what his language is, but he'd be probably take on one of those languages and do a large proportion of the translation, and then the content for it. So, as he was saying, a separate channel. If we get someone like him, it might be wise for us to create a, YouTube onboarding dash Bangladesh, just as an idea for him to then create that content to go there, if he's going to do a large amount of it.
Yeah,
it says
could be a solution. I would still go for one account to have the ease to use it for onboarding. But yeah, you can decide, Koala. But I have to go now. Thanks you all, and have a great day, night, whatever it is for you. And hopefully we see us next time.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We've had quite a few viewers on the live stream. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody that joined us. And everybody that's here, I'm going to grab another screenshot. Make sure that I got the attendance before I shut it down for today.
Thank you to organizing this also, Luki.
No problem, buddy. I'm glad to finally be able to get us all together and chat. It was good. Oh, we got Edward Blacks tuning in right at the end. Well, how you doing, buddy? You get a shout out at the end. We're just closing it down. Well, if you're here first off next month, I'll give you the primary position on speaking. How about that? You can check out the live stream for the summary, brother.